What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Philip and Leroy, the Judgmental Podcast. I'm Leroy. No Philip on this pregame show. We'll get up with him at halftime. Well, let me tell you about today's game. The Eagles versus the 49ers. Home field at Lincoln Financial. The Eagles are underdogs, by 3 points, and the over-under is 49. The over-under is kind of high to me. Injuries this week. We have safety Marcus Epps is questionable with a concussion, and we have cornerback Josiah Scott has a hamstring injury. Last week we did predictions on how our players was going to do. I kept it the same. Jalen Hurts, 210 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 INT. I think he's going to throw an interception this week. Devontae Smith, I was off. I think he had 7 receptions for 71 yards, if I'm not mistaken. And I had 7 receptions by 70 yards. This week, I'm going to say he has 8 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Miles Sanders, I think I had him at 15 carries for 110 yards. I'm going to say 17 carries at 85 yards. Hopefully, the Eagles run the football first. Because in the first half of the Falcons game, they was pass happy. Then they start running the football in the second half. So hopefully this week they can establish a run game early. Eagles fans, we have Carson Wentz watch. Carson Wentz is playing the LA Rams. Last week he was 25 for 38, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. This week he's going against the Rams, and let's just hope he have a good game. So we'll get back with y'all at halftime. Philip will be back with us. So and of course we always do. This is a pregame, halftime, and postgame. Postgame we'll have someone on the visiting team to join us. So I'll see if I can make that happen. We'll be back. Eagles! All right, everybody. It's halftime. The Eagles are losing 3-7 in the baseball score. Let me get into some stats real quick. Jalen Hurts, 8 for 13, 151 yards, no touchdown, no interceptions. Miles Sanders, 9 for 29, 3 yards a carry. That's rushing, I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts, 3 for 12, and Gainwell is 4 for 11. Receiving, Watkins is 2 for 117. Smith is 2 for 16. Gainwell is 1 for 9. Rieger is 2 for 5. And Sanders is 1 for 4. Getting to the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, who had a horrible first half, but he's 14 for 20, 137 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Rushing, Garoppolo is 3 for 13. Mitchell is 7 for 8. Jusink is 1 for 2. And Debo is 1 for 1. Receiving, Debo is 4 for 72. Hasty is 4 for 21. And Kittle is 4 for 15. Jennings is 1 for 11 with the touchdown towards the end of the half. Mitchell is 1 for 11, and Jusink is 1 for 7. Now, what you think about the game so far, Phil?
It's a defensive battle like I knew it was going to be. I mean,
no, that's not a defensive battle. That's just poor coaching on both teams.
It is a little bit of both, but our defense and their defense both is playing good. Besides that last drive, our defense was playing great. But when you playing a team that has defense like that, you can't leave points off the board. You have to score when you get down there. And twice we got down there and walked away with 0. You can't have that.
Okay, first of all, my little notes I have the Eagles do way too many wide receiver screens. Can we stop this shit, please? Because you can automatically tell the play is going to be how you line up. They do it all the time. They did it last year. The same wide receiver screen shit. And as you was talking about the defense is not fooled by that. The 49er defense I'm talking about now. And I also said the 49ers play calling is worse than the Eagles. And at the red zone, which you was talking about when they didn't score, I said that was bad play calling on the red zone.
Right. So we call good plays throughout the whole game, but then we get in the red zone. That's when we start getting stupid and calling dumb shit. Even that fourth down play, when they did that trickery bullshit, you only got one option. If that person is covered, that's your ass. You know what I mean? Why call that play?
Right. I don't know what's wrong with just setting up a running back. First of all, we got to start having this just have a formation of 2 running back formation, please. just so you can get in the red zone and just run it in the end zone. Stop all this fancy shit.
See, I think we don't have to have the two backs in at all time, but I think we need both tight ends on that every play. You know what I mean?
Like
that way, when you do run it, the tight end becomes a blocker, and that's bigger than having a running back as a blocker or a receiver lined up inside to help block. You got two big ass tight ends that can help block.
Right. And I also had in my notes that was a good pass play by Jalen Hurts when he threw it to was it Watkins for the touchdown, but they took it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think like Kyle Shanahan, a 49ers fan, can't be happy with what he's calling. And our coach, I don't know what the fuck they doing. It's been some bad coaching.
We got an excuse. We got a rookie coach, but Shanahan been around the block and he's a fucking clown. I don't know how he keep getting a job.
His last name is Shanahan.
There you go.
Every time I see him, I always think about the Donovan McNabb. You know that all that shit went down in Washington with them too. Yeah, I always think about that shit with them. So anything else you want to add? What you want to see in the second half?
All right, second half, keep playing a good defense. We can't let them march 97. That's just ridiculous. 97 yards down the field. We should have stopped them. And when your linebacker hits a quarterback behind the line of scrimmage, there's no way the quarterback should be able to fall forward for a 1 yard first down. If he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, you being a linebacker, you're supposed to take him down. And Alex Singleton had him on that fourth down sneak, and he still let him push forward and get that first down.
Now, do you think he was a little nervous of getting a penalty? Maybe.
Maybe he was off balance a little bit, and that's why the quarterback got a better footing than him and was able to bulge over and get the extra yard. So like I said, our defense is playing good. I think we need to hit the quarterback because we ain't really been hitting them. We've been putting pressure on them, but not really hitting them. Put some pressure on them and hit him. And then our offense got to step it up. We got down there 3 times, and we only got 7 points. That's bullshit. Well, 3 points. That's bullshit.
Right.
Worst case scenario, we should have had 9 points on the board. You know what I mean?
Right. So
you play, like I said, one other thing, like I was saying, when you play a defensive team, you can't leave points on the board. So don't be going for it all early unless you have to. Take that 3.
Right. Well, he did the same shit against Atlanta too, and that's another thing. Stop all this going for it on fourth down. And like you said, if the game was you was beating them, if you was beating them by like 14 points or something like that, and you want to go for a fourth down, okay, but you didn't have a lead like that, a 3-point lead. Why would you keep going for it on fourth down like this?
Yeah.
So I say that keep running, even though Miles is 9 for 29. Keep running the football. That's right. Keep running the football, and like you said, do more blitzing. Do more, but don't let Garofalo get comfortable standing in the back trying to throw the football. Even though he's been off target, he had a shitty. You can't tell by the stats, but he had a shitty first half. He did. But don't let him get comfortable thinking he built like that to be throwing the football down the field like that. You got to get in his face, like Philip just mentioned. And that's pretty much it. Just keep running the football and get to the quarterback. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm. I think we probably should take some more shots down the field too, because they're not really. Their secondary is not built like their front. Their linebackers and their defensive line is where it's at. If you can get behind that secondary, you can bust their ass.
Right. So, all right, we'll be back. Hopefully we can get a 49ers fan to join us. I've been sending out tweets and no one has hit me up yet. But at the end of the day, we do have Coop, but I'd rather talk to somebody that's from California.
Mm-hmm.
From California.
Well, Coop is a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
So is my cousin Antoine that was just over too.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, then we'll be back.
All right.
Like 10, just me, Roger Craig, and a couple of friends. You know, we play the game where you pass, block, or run. But most of all, we out to have big fun. I get the ball every now and then. They call me Roger, the Dodger. I bust through the defense. I'm on a team that's never been finer. The San Francisco.
All right, y'all, we back. The Eagles finals. Eagles 11 and the 49ers 17. We have JoeWestCoastBias here from San Jose, California, a 49er fan.
What's up, y'all?
So,
what's going on, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
Good day for the faithful.
I'm sorry to introduce us. Phil and Leroy Judgmental Podcast. I'm Leroy, and that's Phil. As you can see with his name, it's Philly Pills.
Got you. Nice to meet y'all, man.
All right, I should meet you too. And let me get us some stats first before we get into it. We got Jalen Hurts, 12 for 23, 190 yards. We got rushing. We have Jalen Hurts, 10 carries for 82 yards. Miles Sanders, 13 for 55. And Gainwell, 6 for 14. Receiving, we have Watkins, 2 for 117 yards. Goddard is 2 for 24. Gainwell is 2 for 18. Devontae Smith is 2 for 16. Zach Ertz is 1 for 6. Jalen Reagor, 2 for 5. And Miles Sanders, 1 for 4. And the 49ers, Garofalo, 22 for 30, 189 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. Rushing, Mitchell, 17 for 42. Hasty, 5 for 38. Garofalo, 11 for 20. Debo, 2 for 8. Sermon, 1 for 8. Jusink, 1 for 2. And Cannon, 1 for a -1 yard. Receiving, we have Debo, 6 for 93. Debo is one of my fantasy football players. Too bad he didn't score. Hasty is 4 for 21. Kittle is 4 for 17. Jennings is 2 for 17. Jusink, 2 for 15. And Mitchell is 2 for 11. Sheffield is 1 for 9. And Anik is 1 for 6. Now, since you're our guest, Joe, tell us what you think about the 49ers performance.
It was ugly, man, to be honest with you. Started off really ugly. Your D-line was just controlling the trenches from the get. And I have to say, being the first game in Philly for the home opener, I hadn't been there in a couple of years. Them fans was really causing a lot of havoc as far as being able to hear snap counts, things of that nature. So as far as the 49ers performance overall, like I said, we started out slow. Obviously, that drive at the end of the second half kind of, got the momentum going for us, and we were able to take the lead because I don't know. At halftime, I was like, I don't know how we're in the lead in this game the way we're playing. You know what I mean? Obviously, the goal line stand was huge. That goal line stand was huge after that big that 90-yard bomb.
Right.
And, first, I would say the first 25 minutes of that game, Jalen Hurts was just killing us with his legs, with his arm. I was like, man, we need to make some second half adjustments here. But overall performance, our D played well from when we made that goal line stand. Throughout the rest of the game, I thought our D played great. We gave up some big plays, things of that nature. But yeah, I love the way our D played. Our offense got in a little bit of a roll, but I got to really give it up for what I think kept us in the game was our special team.
You mean our coach?
Yeah, that was
our
coaching.
Teams, man. Our special teams definitely came through for us. Our punter Piniella at your own 10 a couple times, even though he got the one big play, but the block field goal, obviously. So special teams came through for us today.
Now, all right, Phil, what you think about the Eagles' performance?
I think the defense played good. I think Jalen was solid. It was the coaching. He was calling horrible plays because there's no way we got talent receivers like that where they only getting 1 catch and 2 catch. Like, you got to spread that ball around and call more pass plays. Get the ball snap count in a hurry, so you know what I mean. We can kind of catch them off guard. That's what our downfall is. We got down there 3 times in the red zone and only walk away with 3 points. When you playing a real good defensive team, you can't leave points on the board. You got to take those 3. You can't be going for it unless you have to. And we wasn't in a situation where we had to go for it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It was pretty much a poor coaching game all around. Well, both teams had really poor coaching. And I only give it to the 49ers on the second half because they had the ball. Was you looking for the time of possession in the second half, Phil? Or?
Nah,
Okay.
I thought you had it.
Nah, see, the score only does just a total time possession towards the game. They don't break it down that way.
Yeah, we
Go
had
ahead. No, I was just going to.
Most of the time there, and those 2 big personal fouls on that last drive before we kicked the field goal took a lot of time off the clock, and then with y'all only having the timeouts that you had, Had to be pretty quick as far as
Yeah, that
performance.
personal foul killed us by the defensive end. I forget his name. But that killed us because it was a dumbass play. He just ran up and hit the dude for no reason.
Yeah.
Yes. And I also agree with Philip that they need to. I can't really blame Jalen on this one, but they need to spread that ball around. You got two good receivers, and they only got what, 2 catches apiece.
Mm-hmm.
So no, no, you have to do something better than that. So
Yeah,
it
and our defensive secondary is I mean, we lost Barrett for the season. We're playing a rookie. We got a guy we just signed 2 weeks ago. I mean, our defensive backfield right now is weak. So y'all
That's
should
what
have
I
been
said.
spreading everything out and just throwing a quick slant or something.
Yep.
I don't know what was going on with that. I was expecting him to spread us out, especially with Jalen, because then you got him, nobody on him. You know what I mean? Because we're not going to spy him with our D. So if we spread him out, maybe he can get loose and run up a crease real quick and score a touchdown. So I was very surprised you guys didn't spread us out right there.
And right, you see how Jalen tried to throw the ball long, but it was always short.
Well, it was two problems with that. For one, our receivers wasn't getting separation. And then two, Jalen wasn't throwing the ball far enough. So
Right,
even when it was a one-on-one, it was still like underthrown kind of, you know what I mean?
right,
So it just didn't work out.
right. So next week, Joe, the 49ers play the Green Bay Packers, Sunday Night Football, right?
Correct. Sunday Night
Okay,
Football.
okay, now what's your thoughts on that game?
I mean, it's Green Bay. We usually play them tough. I mean, last year they kind of bombed on us, but I mean, we were a depleted team at that point. We had the MVP playing against us, so usually we play very well against Green Bay. Not just the last couple of years, but just since 2010. Now, mind you, I know that team isn't the team we have now, but I think Aaron usually comes in here with a chip on his shoulder because we should have drafted him instead of Alex
Mhm.
Smith. And so he always wants to do good. And I think he puts a little bit too much pressure on himself because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers, dude's a beast. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and the pressure time, since he won that Super Bowl, he really hadn't come through. You know what I mean? He really
Mhm.
hadn't come through. And I'm talking about pressure situations, playoffs, NFC championships. I mean, you see what we did with them 2 years ago in the NFC championship. But now that we're healthy, I'm looking to see what happens Monday night because I highly doubt they're that team that lost last week. You know what I mean? Uh, so I'm kind of waiting till Monday night to get a full assessment. But just from the eye test, as far as seeing our team and their team, uh, I mean Green Bay got the running game. They got Jones. Uh, Rodgers makes all of their receivers dangerous. They don't just got Devontae. They got Valdez Scantling. They got Lazard. Uh, then they got the other running back. I'm forgetting his name right now. That comes out the backfield that spells Jones too. So their offense is there. Not quite sure about their defense. Uh, and when it comes to our offense, I mean we're hot and cold. We could look terrible, like you guys saw. We could look terrible for quarter and a half, and all of a sudden just boom, go down there and score in like 5-6 plays or whatever the case may be. But I'm really looking to see what Green Bay does Monday night in order to really give a fair assessment of what I can expect next week. But it's going to be popping. It's going to be the home opener. I'm going to be there, so it's going to be popping. Sure.
Now, real quick, what do you think about your coach, Kyle Shanahan?
I think people put him on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the greatest offensive mind there ever was. The dude can scheme some plays up. Don't get me wrong, but I think he got a little PTSD from when he was the Atlanta coordinator and he had that Super Bowl locked up. And he decided to try and put his foot on their neck. And they had all those fumbles and all those dumbass play calls. So he went from one extreme trying to like put their foot on their neck and just blow them out to now I'm just going to run the ball 3 straight times and hopefully we could get a first down and finish this off because, I mean, he just makes some great
No,
calls.
didn't he try to pass it? You talking about in the Super Bowl? He passed it.
Yeah, he's trying to put the foot on the neck, trying to pass instead of just running the ball and kicking a field goal. You know what I mean? So when he did that, I think something in the back of the head is like, all right, we would have won that Super Bowl if I just ran the ball. So now when it comes to those situations where we need to get a first down, when we need to put the foot on their neck and, play action pass something to the flat, something like that, he's not doing that. He's just calling a straight run. He had one play to Debo today where we got a first down that was up the middle, or just short of a first down, where it was a cool play call. But most of the time, when we're playing and we're in a situation when we're in a lead, he gets really passive with that with the offensive play calling. I mean, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the highlights against Detroit, but it didn't really do it justice. I mean, we just put in all our secondary players, and then next thing you know, we're playing prevent defense with all of our bench dudes and letting them come back. Oh, it's okay. We got this lead. We got this lead. Next thing you know, they get a onside kick, and it's a whole different game. Now we have to put our players back in. So he just, like I said, he's real conservative. And when you think Kyle Shanahan, you don't think conservative. But when it push comes to shove in crunch time, he gets conservative with his play call.
All right, Philip. The Eagles is playing the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football next week. What are your thoughts?
I thought today, I thought we was going to lose, but I thought we had enough that we could win. Like when I said the Eagles was going to win 10 games, I had them losing this game, even though I was cheering for them and I wanted them to win. Now, Dallas, I have us splitting with Dallas because we play them twice a year. So this would be the one that I believe will win. You know what I mean? And Dallas, last week, they scored points, but their defense is terrible. So if their defense plays like that again, and our defense can put a little, because these first two games, our defense, even though we fucked up this game and gave up 290 yard drives, you know what I mean, for touchdowns, they've been playing pretty good, you know what I mean, for these first two games. So if we can put some pressure on the Cowboys, we can beat them.
Yeah, well, I agree. They're going to, either way, either they lose this one, it's going to be split one way or the other. So I agree with that. It's hard to beat well, I guess you can call the Cowboys a good team. It's hard to beat the Cowboys in your own division twice to two straight. Right. So it's going to definitely be a split. But hopefully they'll get it together and do better than they did this game.
Right. Because Dak is playing pretty good, but they ain't getting nothing from Zeke. And as long as he ain't getting nothing, he's probably getting frustrated, so we can wrap his ass up too.
Right. And I'm apologize to Philly Phils ahead of time because I see that Mr. Joe, West Coast's bias, is a hip-hop head. And we're going to start naming some artists that Philip is going to say, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. But the one thing we do with our podcast also, we do a musical episode, a Spotify musical episode. You know, Spotify, you can have a podcast and have music playing in a podcast without getting any copyright, bands on it. And we do one on slept on rappers. And I did one on one of my picks was Ray Dog, which is Andre Nicotina. Mm-hmm. And I always say that, okay, when it comes to Philly rappers and Bay Area rappers, they have a lot in common because the Bay Area rappers, okay, there's the Coop, there's the Hieroglyphics, there's Too Short, and there's the Loonies. And okay, those are different rappers who Drew Down. These different rappers who have different subject matters, but one thing in common, they all can rap. Because see here, if you name all Philly rappers, they all can rap. There's nobody that's like, oh no, well he's not that good or whatever like that. They all can really rap. But in terms of Philly rappers, is now when it comes to songs, that's another story. Like Cassidy can rap circles around pretty much anybody. But when it comes to songs, I mean, all he has is what, like Hotel and My Drink and My Two Step and stuff like that. So, but how do you feel about that? What I said?
I feel you. I know what you're talking about, and everybody that you named from the Bay, definitely, has proven themselves, not just locally, but like on a national level. When you said the coup, it kind of threw me off. I was like, wow, okay, what are you talking
about? I have to tell you, we're pretty much older than we look. So,
and then the thing is, it's from the Bay. When you get into the Bay, you got the whole hyphy movement too, right? And it's more about not lyrics. It's just more about style and point and perspective. When you go that route, when I think of Philly rappers, like the first dude that comes to my head, obviously is like Black Thought. You know,
Right.
he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. That dude's just sick with it. But Philly's lot lyrics and words and what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they tell stories, but they don't tell them in a slick Rick type of way. They hit you with lyrics and a lot of conscious type stuff that comes out of Philly. And yeah, I mean the Roots obviously they're one of my favorite hip hop bands of all time. Is the Roots? They're just Quest himself, even though he's not on the beats, just but Quest his ideas and his concepts is mind blowing. So yeah, man, I totally agree with what you said. There's also some stuff in the Bay and California for that matter. Living Legend, Murs. These are underground rappers.
Yeah, I know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the Grouch and all them, and they get mad love too. I mean, they tour Japan, all that other stuff too. They're all over the place, Europe. But and those guys are again more conscious and telling you what's going on with society and things of that nature. So I really love that type of hip hop. I love all hip hop. Don't get me wrong. I'll be in the club with a banger that comes on or something. I'll be cool with that. But I used to rhyme too. So and I used to think of myself as an MC. So lyrics are what really gets me. Lyrics, wordplay, double entendres, things of that nature.
Right.
That's what I thrive off of and love.
Right. We're the same way because my thing is when it comes to rappers, I'm like, okay, if this person is good, tell me what he said. And you know, I'm from the era where if the rapper had said something, you had to keep rewinding it over and over again just to try to pick it up. Like how you were saying about the double entendres.
Yeah, exactly. Like Redman has this famous lyric, press rewind if I haven't blown your mind. It's like,
Right.
I think of that lyric every time. I go, wait, what did he say? What did he say right here? Like
right.
yeah, it's just like and then sometimes you hear like three different things that come out of one word. Like it's just nuts. So that's the thing that gets my heart pounding and like we're like, okay, this dude got some heat. Or female. I heard females got some heat too. So
yeah, oh yeah, we don't discriminate that way. So give us your top 5 Bay Area rappers.
Oh, top 5 Bay Area rappers. I would say. I mean, you got to throw E40 and Too Short. They're the Godfathers in there.
Right.
40, Too Short, Mac Dre. Got to put Mac Dre in there. And then this group don't get a lot of credit, but they should because I grew up on them. And there's 2 of them in there. One of them's gone. Rest in peace. RBL Posse.
Yeah. My Bama weed. That's
them.
Yeah. Bama weed. Yeah.
We don't smoke that shit in the SSC. Don't. And then you know, if I really had to put it down, Pac's from the Bay. You know, Pac got his game from the Bay. So rapper. So
is it okay, Phils, you the judge. Can you put Pac in a Bay Area top 5? All right. Oh, why can't you?
I don't look at him as a Bay Area rapper.
Nah.
What do you guys look at him as? LA rapper?
See that
born in Baltimore, shit.
Yeah, but God. That's a hard one. That's a tough one.
You look at any documentary when Pac's speaking, when he's speaking from his own mouth, he got his game from the Bay. And then he'd always rep Oakland. So, and he's on a lot. Listen to All Eyes on Me. How many Bay Area rappers doing features on his shit right there?
Yeah, but yeah.
We claim him. We claim him in the Bay. We claim Pac. So I gotta throw Pac up there. And Pac is just he's my favorite rapper, but he's not my favorite like lyricist. I go lyricist. I go Big L. I go Big Pun. I go Nas. Obviously, M is just stupid with his lyrics. I mean, I could keep going on and on. When Jadakiss is super dope with this shit. Like I said, Black Thought. I mean, I could go all day with actual lyricists and people that rhyme. that are way above Pac as far as their content and lyrics are concerned. But just his passion and what he did so much at such a young age. You know, the man was 25 when he passed, and all the shit he left us. I was a fan when I was a teenager, so but we claim him in the band.
Okay, so you said E40, Too Short, RBL Posse, and Pac. You missing one more.
Oh, E40, Too Short, RBL, Pac, Mac Dre. I said Mac Dre.
Okay, Mac Dre, that's 5, right? You said Mac Dre.
You got
All
to
right.
throw Mac Dre in there.
Okay, so what's your top 5 overall?
Of all time?
Yes.
Oh, I hate this question, man, because there's way more than 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jay-Z up there. Jay-Z, Black Thought, Rakim's up there. Jay-Z, Black Thought, Rakim. I gotta go Biggie. And my 5th one's a sleeper is he didn't put that out that much, is Big Pun.
Okay. No, that's not really a sleeper. That's a good top 5. That's a good top 5. Now we can bring Philip back in the conversation. You're also a Marvel fan. Now, is this movies, everything overall, or is this comic books?
Mine is movies and the entire MCU.
Oh, okay.
I've watched every MCU movie. I've watched all the shows. I did read some of the comics when I was younger, but as I got older, I kind of phased out a bit. But the
Same.
MCU is what I'm into.
Yeah, me and Philip, it's the same thing. We were in the comics also when we were younger. Okay, so have you been watching What If?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The last episode was probably one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been watching it, Phil? Have you watched it yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I put it in my queue to watch it. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, they did one. What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark's? Remember when Tony Stark's, when he got kidnapped before he created Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
So Killmonger saved him from being kidnapped and stuff. And so it was like, what if, that happened? I'm not going to go in specifics because it's a deeper story than what I'm telling you. You should see it for your own. But that was one of the best ones. That one was good. And what was the one last week? The one last week was
Zombies.
Yeah, the zombie one was good also.
Really
actually, to be honest with you, the show actually really did pick up. Because remember when you first said Coop had said something about it?
Right.
I didn't really. The first episode was all right, but it actually really did pick up. So
I think the first episode didn't really interest me, but then the second one sounded like something I'd be more interested in. That's why I put it in my queue.
Right.
Yeah, what they're doing with that is something. It's an anthology series, so everything's different every single episode. And then, without giving anything away, they end some of the episodes on cliffhangers.
Right.
That they never are going to go back to. I mean, they already said they were going to do season 2, so maybe they continue those cliffhangers in season 2. But every single episode is totally different. Some of them, like I said, on cliffhangers. And I have a 14-year-old son. I watch it with him, and he's like, he just gets all pissed off, like, well, what are they gonna do? Like, well, it's called What If, not what's gonna happen.
Right, because last week's episode with the Killmonger, it just ended. It wasn't like, it wasn't really no end to it. Exactly. Like you said, so they can just pick it up like next season. And what were you about to say, Phil? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask the question: do they have comic books that's What If?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are based off comic books. What I was about to say was the Captain Carter. The Captain Carter also ended with in a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So yeah, they actually can go back to that. So did you see the last Marvel movie? What's the name of it?
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah. Me and my boy went and seen it.
Okay, how was it?
Good, surprisingly good. You go in there kind of with the low expectation because Black Widow was that's my favorite Avenger for obvious reasons. But that movie was cool, but it didn't come through in the way I thought it was going to come through. Mm-hmm. So I had low expectations for this because they're introducing a new character coming out of left field basically as far as the MCU is concerned. So, but when I watched it, it had its typical flow of a movie. Starts a little slow, you get into it. It had a lot of good comedy, good one-liners, things of that nature. Really liked the way they integrated the Asian culture into it, filming in San Francisco, filming in the Bay, Chinatown, things like that. You know, because it's always good to see other cultures. You know, people have these stereotypes and these foregone conclusions of what a certain culture is like. And then when you really get into it, movies like that open your eyes a little bit as far as why things are done the way they're done. So they had some of that up in there too. And the storytelling was just good on it. Action scenes were great. Final action scene, how Marvel always has their big fight at the end, came through. CGI was great, but overall, really good movie. I kind of had to force my son to go because he wasn't feeling it. But then once I got there and we started watching the movie, he came out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm glad we came to come see this movie. It was good."
Yeah, see, I want to see it, but the only thing is about going to the movies nowadays. Now, when the movie theaters started opening after, you know, during the COVID, you couldn't eat or drink. Now, can you eat or drink in the movie theaters now?
Over here in Cali, depending on what county you're in. But yeah, in the county I'm in, Santa Clara County, you can eat and drink. But I'm old school, man. I have to bring my own food.
I do the same thing.
I'm old school.
I can't.
Dude, you're like, shh.
Yeah, I can't do it with a lady though. That's why I always go by myself. So what I do is I wear cargo. Well, when the weather's warm, I wear cargo pants, and I put all my drinks and food in the cargo pants.
The big ass hoodie.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought shit at the movie theater.
Save yourself a good $30.
Yep.
I get 2 sodas, a popcorn, some candy. That's $43.50, sir. What the hell? 7-Eleven spent $12.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's like I can every time I go to a movie, I always make sure I wear those cargo pants and have my shit in the pants. Make me a sandwich, put my sandwich in it. Don't laugh, Phil, because well, you do it, Phil, don't you?
No. I like the old school tradition. I like to have me some buttered popcorn from the movie theater, but it better be fresh or it's gonna be a problem.
I mean, that's the one thing I don't bring in is popcorn. I mean, that microwave popcorn will go bad real quick. So I will splurge on some popcorn, but it'll be like a little small one.
Right. So what about the other TV shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier? And did you watch all those? Yeah, I like the Falcon.
I've watched every Marvel episode on Disney Plus, all the MCU movies. I'm totally caught up on everything. I mean, there's a couple of like small series that are like short mini films called Marvel One Shot series.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yes.
I haven't seen all of those, but besides that, when it comes to any series, I mean, I even watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
yeah,
I'm Marvel head, man. I love comic book movies. DC too.
S.H.I.E.L.D. If they could have cut, the last season wasn't bad, but if they could have cut like maybe a season out of it, it actually would have been a pretty good show. I think it just stayed on too long.
For a second.
Yeah.
I was a fan at first, and then I kind of phased out of my system.
Yeah, once you started being an alien type shit, it like kind of got boring. I kind of forced myself to finish watching. I took a year off of it, then I went back and streamed the rest. So I feel you. I know what you're saying right there, where they kind of lost me for a minute.
What about you on the TV shows, Phil? Have you watched it?
Which ones?
All the Marvel Falcon Winter Soldier.
I like dibble and dabble. Like I've seen like maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of the Winter Soldier. I kind of liked it. I thought it was kind of decent because they had like real characters. But the only thing I didn't like was early on was the bickering back and forth between the two main characters. I thought that was kind of corny. Mm-hmm. Maybe at first is okay, but to keep going with it was a little corny to me. You know what I mean?
Jumping out of the Marvel universe, have y'all been watching Titans on HBO Max?
I just started watching that.
I haven't watched.
I'm on the beginning of season 2 right now.
Phil, that's a very good TV show.
See, people die on there.
Yes, and they cuss and have sex and all that type of stuff on there, and naked.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, because when you hear a DC show, you think about like
Mhm.
Arrow and Flash and
Well, see, I was a big fan of Arrow and Flash and those two, but then it just got stale after a while. So then I just stopped watching.
yeah, it got too kiddish. Got too
Mhm.
kiddish too.
Superman and Lois.
Back in the day, Superman and Lois.
The
You
new
talking about the
show.
new one? No, I haven't watched the
Oh
new
no,
one.
They
no.
got a big budget. I stay away from the CW DC shows for the most part, but I mean, I grew up loving Superman, so I'm like, I have to
Mhm.
watch this. I just finished the first season yesterday.
Was it good?
Good show, good show,
Okay.
good show because they deal in like Marvel has their multiverse,
Mm-hmm.
so that show kind of delves into that a bit because when they did that big mashup of all the CW shows, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I know. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they go back and they pull stuff from that into this show. I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but there's a few like oh shit moments like whoa okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where they just pull something a rabbit out the hat that you weren't expecting. The budget's
Okay.
bigger, the CGI is better, it doesn't look all super fake.
I'll check out like 2 episodes to see if I can get into it. But I've watched so much Smallville and Superman TV shows. Like you get overkill the same story at first. But
go ahead. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I was gonna say,
yeah, I won't give anything away, but this one is they leave Metropolis to go to Smallville.
okay. I'll check it out. If I ever get around to it, I'll watch like the first 2, see if it hold me. But the the 3 shows that pissed me off because they stopped showing them was Daredevil, The Punisher, and Luke Cage. Man, I loved all 3 of those shows, and then it was like, damn, they just axed that shit.
Yeah, out of nowhere, like no closure.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, remember Phil, how we always talk about Smallville, like the guy's Superman, and he would never try to work on his powers.
Mm-hmm. Never work on his powers. Didn't want to wear the suit. It's like, well, why you take the damn role?
And remember when the alien, like the alien, like what did he do? Like hypnotize him or went in his body? No, it went in his body. And he was like actually really Superman, come fly in the air and all that stuff. And then afterwards, after when he got the alien out, you would think like, well, I can fly now or whatever. And the guy would never try to fly. Yeah, that was a shitty TV show. That was a shitty TV show right there. Like, man, I'd have been in that barn flying. I'd have been shooting bullets in my chest. I'd have been doing something.
Just keep jumping out the window until you fucking learn how to fly.
Exactly.
It ain't like you're gonna get hurt when you hit the ground.
Exactly. Hurt the ground.
All right, Joe. Do you want to give us your social media?
Yeah, my Twitter is just at gold_blooded408. You know, I'm a huge Niner fan, Giants fan, but I am a Laker fan, not a Warrior fan. So with my geriatric ass team over there. But that's it, man. I'm mainly on Twitter. I don't really mess around with anything else. I just go on Twitter because, you know, I like the feedback. I like to interact with people, and I get to meet people like y'all. So that's a good thing. Yeah,
that's what makes Twitter good, because it's the only type of social media that I really, you know, really go on. I mean, we have our Facebook and all that stuff. We'll give it out. But I mainly use Twitter because it is and it's quick. Like I like looking at the 49ers and Eagles game, I see people talking about the Niners and all that stuff. And I see how people wanted to put Trey Lance in the game and
yeah, okay. You want to ruin him? You want to ruin his career? Go ahead, put him in there, you know?
Right. Yeah, they was talking about putting him in the game when Garofalo was I don't know who he was throwing it to, that especially that first quarter. Yeah. I don't know who he was throwing it to. Throwing all way behind the receiver, over the receivers.
Yeah. The defense was on his ass.
Yeah, a lot of people don't take into account is your DBs are disrupting our routes too. So our offense is based off timing. So if your DB throws a little elbow and gets my guy to turn, that's going to take a half a second off his route, and now it's going to throw off the entire rhythm of the play. So Jimmy's a rhythm quarterback. He needs to get in rhythm. So when I hear these people saying put Trey Lance in, like, okay, so if Jimmy's in a rhythm, you want him to come out of the game and watch some other dude? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And we didn't draft Trey to win a Super Bowl this year. We drafted him to win a Super Bowl a couple years down the line. Let that man sit and learn. And Jimmy's gonna be Jimmy. He's gonna miss his throws. He's gonna fumble the ball. He's gonna throw at least one interception a game, which is what he does. Everybody knows this. But our defense hopefully will be good enough to overcome that. And today was one of those days that we were able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone, y'all can reach us on Twitter and Facebook at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at _Judgmentals, and email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. And we also got a TikTok. I was about to say TikTok at PNL Judgmentals. And I appreciate you, Joe. And your Twitter handle is West Coast Bias, but you actually really not West Coast Bias because Black Thought is in your top rappers. So
most of my top rappers are East Coast.
Right. All right. I appreciate you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
You have a good one, man. God
Yeah.
bless.
All right. Have a good one.